I'm sorry I'm late. I literally just got done with the sports show. Thank you.
That's quite all right. So you're going straight from TMZ TV to Pushing the Limits with Brian Shapiro. So that means a lot to me. Thank you.
I would know where I'd rather be. I used to love coming on anytime.
You are a busy guy, Mr. Babcock, and I love what you guys do over there at TMZ.
Thanks, Brian.
I have to ask you about this Anne Heche story because it's so crazy, right? I mean, allegedly, right? She was drinking. She does this podcast with earlier in the day where it sounds like she's slurring her words. Do I have that story right to start? What happened?
So and the podcast, Brian, was released the same day. So initially, it looked like she had been on that podcast earlier and was drinking while they were taping the show. Turns out they actually filmed that a few days earlier. So they taped the show Monday or Tuesday. The accident happened on Friday. So did not appear that she was drinking on the podcast. But that doesn't mean she was drinking and wasn't drinking. And matter of fact, the police do think that she was either under the influence of alcohol and or drugs. It's just a crazy situation, Brian. It's not like any other story that I remember covering over the years.
And Mike, you guys have talked about Anne Heche in the past. She's had her issues with substance abuse in the past, right? This isn't anything new for her.
No, not at all. And even if you look at, and if you go to the TMZ website, if you look at one of the photographs that we posted, someone got this image of Anne, and it does appear that she had some sort of alcohol in the car with her moments before the crash. So, yeah, I mean, it's strange. There is a lot of video at this point. Anne Heche seemingly was driving around speeding very recklessly in this blue Mini Cooper on Friday, nearly hit people on the road. We posted a video yesterday where she by feet misses this pedestrian who was crossing a street, and you see Anne Heche in the car just go right by her and almost hit her. And then moments later, she crashes into this parking structure. People run over to help her, Brian, and she backs up the car, speeds away, and then at a high rate of speed, just again moments later, she crashes into a house. The car gets up in flames. The house is up in flames, and she is seriously injured. So 911 is called. The emergency personnel, they rush to the scene. She is conscious in the moment that they get there. They get her on a backboard, and then she loses consciousness, and she has not been conscious since then, Brian. She is right now in a coma, and she is not breathing on her own. They are mechanically ventilating her. So this is a really serious situation from her. And sure, she could have hurt other people. She could have killed other people. And she will have to deal with that. But you just hope that she actually does have to deal with it, because it means that she got through this okay. But
yeah, the fact that she is still unconscious is really not good, and she can't breathe on her own.
Right.
And on top of the burns that she had,
right.
Even if she does survive this, she'll never be the same again. But we obviously wish her the best. But at the same time, she put her own self in this situation, and luckily she didn't hurt or harm anybody else. She damaged some property, but we hope she gets out of this okay. Mike, I know you got to run. Before we go, if I could just ask you one question. You guys just put up the story about Marshawn Lynch, another DUI. He was just recently arrested for DUI. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, this morning, Brian, right by you, 7:45 a.m., Marshawn Lynch arrested, not just hit with the DUI charge, also for driving a vehicle that wasn't registered, and two other charges. So you look at them. I don't know if you've seen the mugshot yet, Brian. I'm sure you have, but the mugshot, one of the worst I've seen him. He just looks, there it is. I mean, he just looks completely gone. And something that Marshawn Lynch is going to have to deal with now. You wonder where he was, 7:45 in the morning, driving a car, taking Uber.
Yeah, something tells me he wasn't waking up early in the morning.
No, I don't think so. I think he had probably been out, Brian. I think that's I think it's probably safe to say. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt, but I mean, at what, and he hasn't been convicted yet. But at what point do we learn the lesson that we shouldn't be driving drunk, especially in your town with what we've seen happen of late, right, over the last year or two with Raiders players. So especially
with all the charity work he does, and he works with kids. Right. And what type of example are you setting for all these kids that when you get caught? Listen, we all make mistakes, but for goodness sake, man, in that picture he looks completely gone. So developing story. We'll have you back on, Mike. I know how busy you are, and I always do appreciate it when you take some time to join us, Mr. Babcock. You guys do a great job over there at TMZ. Thanks much, and we'll let you get back to work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brian. Love being with you. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is Mike Babcock, director of TMZ Sports. Good-looking guy, too, by the way. He does not have a face for radio, unlike me. I want to be very clear on that. Listen, I hope Anne Heche makes it. I really do. I wish her the best.